Okay, so if you just clicked on this video because you saw the thumbnail or part of the title of this video, I just want to let you know that this video will not only be about Shiryu and King, but a lot of right-hand men that we have in the story, or people who I believe are right-hand men in the story. I will try give a bit of what I think about this whole right-hand man, vice captain, first-hand man kind of thing, but it's just about some of these characters and how it ties into this whole Shiryu, King impel down kind of story that has been going on. Although I know a lot of people don't talk about it now, I just thought I'd get this video out because I've had it saved up for a while. Now, as far as what I think about the right-hand man situation is that I don't think it's impossible for one leader, captain, king, whatever, to have a single right-hand man. I think they can have multiple, and I don't think that in terms of status, the two have to definitely have one has more superiority than the other, and it can't be equal. I think that it can be equal, and that the only thing that separates right-hand men is what they themselves do sometimes. Or maybe if one of them has an extra title on the side, then that would separate them as well. Examples of this: in Fishman Island, you have I think it's the myth of the left and myth of the right, and they both have the same authority, but the same position. It's just they're two right-hand men for Neptune, the king of Fishman Island. And then, for example, in the Beast Pirates, at least when I watched Jack's introduction, or maybe when they were talking about Jack, something when I was watching it, they explained that Kaido has 3 right-hand men, and Jack is one of those men, right? So essentially Kaido doesn't have one, he has 3, and so Jack, King, and Queen all have the same position, whether you want to call them right-hand men, commanders, whether you want to call them all-stars, lead performers, calamities, they all have the same position. It's just sometimes what they each do puts them apart from the other. Sometimes King does stuff that clearly shows that maybe he's stronger or more competent than Jack and Queen, and so on. I think a similar thing is true for the Straw Hats, where now you probably have Jinbei, Sanji, and Zoro all as Luffy's right-hand men. Who is more important? It doesn't matter. They're all his right-hand men. As far as the position of right-hand man is concerned, they all are, right? So I don't think it matters in that regard. But let's go on to what I want to talk about, the relationship between King and Shiryu. I'll say it right off the bat, I don't think King comes from Impel Down or has any connections to Impel Down. Right off the bat, that is what I'm going to say there. Because honestly, for me, if there was some kind of connection, they would have said something about it, right? As of now, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that links King to Impel Down apart from fan speculation. Nothing in the story. And for me, some people, it's like they look at what he's wearing and they look at the stuff that he has and they're like, okay, yeah. I mean, it's reminiscent of, Magellan and, some stuff that Shiryu used to wear. So maybe, and he loves torture. But at the same time, I say Queen loves torture, and we don't think Queen is from Impel Down. So as far as loving torture, that's not a reason to be from Impel Down or have a relationship with Impel Down. And as far as what he wears, the clothing he wears, I mean, they could easily be reasons. I think that what he wears is more, either has to do with the fact that he loves torture, or I personally think it has to do with the fact that, as Big Mom mentioned, King is from this race that seems to have died out. And so maybe him putting that on makes it less obvious, because we didn't know that until Big Mom mentioned it. I'm pretty sure if King took off all those things, we would clearly see that this guy is from some race that we didn't know about. So I think that he is also kind of hiding what kind of race he is, so that no one really knows. Because when people just see wings, Uruj has wings, no one questions it. They know people in the sky have wings, and people in the sky, their culture is not really known in the blue sea, so no one really questions, okay, maybe his wings are black, maybe, he's another race or some special race. Like, no one would question it because, sky culture is not known in the blue sea. So I think that him wearing all that kind of stuff is also a testament to the fact that he just doesn't want people to see what he really looks like. I don't think it has anything to do with Impel Down. Now, as I wanted to talk specifically why the right-hand man conversation links in with this Shiryu and King and Impel Down thing is because of what he wears. If you look at Shiryu's design in Impel Down, he has this on his collar. There are these little emblems, signs, whatever you want. I don't know. I forgot the name. With a little cross that's curved, and then when we get to the post-time skip, he hasn't really changed his appearance, but a major thing that has changed is that in that little emblem, it's no more a cross with a curve, it is now a skull. And King as well, on what he wears, he has, in I think the same position, a skull as well. And I don't think that has anything to do with connecting the two of them as knowing each other or being from the same place. I think it's connecting them as right-hand men. And this is where we're going. So, when we look at both King and Shiryu, nothing about them seems to link them together as far as, like I've said. And so it got me thinking that why do both of them have these skulls here? It didn't quite make sense in my head. I was like, there has to be something, right? So I did a bit of looking at the two of them, and I noticed something while looking at some other characters as well, is that the skull on the clothing, right? And I'm not talking about a Jolly Roger skull. I'm talking about just a skull on the person or the clothing. Could be a sign that, just a little iconography thing, just a little thing that Oda is doing on the side now in the post-time skip to kind of indicate that this is a right-hand man. So not all right-hand men will have it, but I'm pretty sure that Oda will try to incorporate it in at least one of the right-hand men on these major crews. So those are the two things. On one of the right-hand men on a major crew. Doesn't have to be the strongest, doesn't have to be the one people think is most important, just one of them has to be a major crew. I think that's part of what's going on here. Because if you look at Katakuri, I think on his belt, but also on his arm, he has a massive skull there as well. So Katakuri has it, King has it, Shiryu has it. Now in the Straw Hats, if you look at Sanji's design, you won't see really a skull anywhere. Like you won't see a skull on Jinbei as well, and you won't see a skull on Zoro. But when Sanji puts on the raid suit, you see a skull right there in his belt. There is one. So he too has a skull as kind of a right-hand man in the Straw Hat group. The last one, which I thought was quite interesting, and I think, I don't know, maybe Oda was just playing around, is that Hanzo from the Oniwaban, I don't know, Oniwaban shoe or Oniwaban? I feel like saying Oniwaban. I'll say Oniwaban. It feels nicer in my mouth. He too has a skull, right? Right here on his forehead, like on his suit. Like he has like a thingy with a skull. Almost looks like the Soul Reaper thingy, substitute Soul Reaper sign. But he has a skull there as well, which makes me kind of think in some regard that Hanzo may be one of the more prominent members, one of the more important right-hand men of Fukurokuju member in the Oniwaban. But that's just me speculating based on, what I'm seeing with these skulls. But like I said, I haven't seen anything as of yet for Shanks and the Redhead Pirates. And like I said, that may just be because we don't know much about them yet. We don't know much about Shanks' crew or much about the members, and we haven't seen a lot of them. We've just seen them kind of appear sometimes. So as of yet, it's not clear, and maybe when we see them in the future, Oda would have snuck in a little skull somewhere. And it's very easy to do so. He did it on Sanji's belt. So I mean, now I just look at people's belts to see if they have skulls, but we could see something there. With the White Bear Pirates, I haven't seen any. And I think that's majorly because this is a post-time skip thing. Like, we never really saw skulls on people in pre-time skip. Like, if you look at all the major pre-time skip, there was no skulls anywhere. So I think it's a post-time skip thing. But there we go. Very simple kind of explanation for everything. The skulls are basically on right-hand men. At least one of them. Maybe more of them. I'm not sure about that, but at least one of them. So this is the end of this video, guys. I just had to get my thoughts out. More videos coming soon. Got so many videos back. I've been planning to get them out, but I will finally do that probably in bulk like I am now. So anyway guys, let me know what you think down comments below, Twitter, everything. Like the video if you like the video. I will not encourage you guys to dislike the video. You can keep on moving on to the next one. Thank you very much. If you know someone who needs to hear the truth, please share this video with them. If you have time, watch one more video, and if not, this is King KZ, and I'll see you in the next one.